All right. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, you are welcome back to class. And today we want to continue with part 2 of our studies in Microsoft projects. And we say that Microsoft Projects is a project management software made for project managers to assist in planning projects, assigning tasks, managing resources, tracking progress, managing finances, and more. So this particular program we are learning is all about planning your project and having a guide to help you know when to execute each task and how to track the process of your project and actually know when your project can be possibly completed. Because sometimes we make assumptions and we say that we'll finish in 1 month or 3 weeks when we have not actually done the planning. When you go through this program and you plan each individual task practically, realistically, you will know that the program itself will tell you that this project will complete on this date, and you yourself will be able to know when the actual project will be completed if everything goes as planned. The program allows you to also make changes because sometimes certain things delay, and so you can actually go into the program and increase the number of days something took. And once you do that, if you have set your program to auto schedule, it will actually rearrange everything and give you the adjusted durations. Certain things can also complete before the time we plan for it, and so you can make all those changes and the program will recalculate and give you all the information. Now, the last time we saw the user interface of the program and we talked about the quick access toolbar. Let me just open the program and look at all those things. So I'm just clicking on start. I will type project here and I will see it right here and click on it. So it will open Microsoft Project, and when it opens, this is how it looks like. At the left side here, the green panel here, I see a list of my older projects I have saved. For example, what we worked on the last time, it is right here. I can just click on it and it will open. If I'm starting a new project, I'll click on blank project and I'll have a blank project over here. And so what we discussed yesterday was that we have a toolbar at the top here, and we said this is called the quick access toolbar. I'm going to ask 1 or 2 questions. Now over here we see task. We can click on resource, report, project, view, help. These things, what did we say they are called? They are called tabs. So when you're asked to go to the project tab, you should remember that this is the project tab. When you're asked to go to the resource tab, you click here and you are in the resource tab, because in the resource tab, this is where you can actually make changes to your resources. Sometimes you can assign resource from the resource tab, and there are other commands you can do in your resource tab. All right, we have this area on top of the ribbon that says tell me what you want to do. That area, we call it tell me. We call it tell me. Tell me. Tell me is a new tool that has been added to Microsoft Project, and it helps you find what you are looking for easily. If you don't know where to look for it, For example, let's say I'm looking for the resource sheet. So I can come here and type resource. Do you see it here? Resource sheet. So let's say you learned that there is something called resource sheet. I think yesterday we used a resource sheet to list our resources. And we said that the resources include the labor and the materials. So let's say you've forgotten where to find it. Please, are you here?
Yes, sir.
You've forgotten where to find it. You can come to tell me and type it here. And as you type, they will suggest it. Let's say you want to do something like print your project plan. So let's say print. As soon as you type, they will give it to you and you can just click on it to print. So let's say you don't remember where is print. Where can I find print? You can find it right here. Let's say I want to change working hours. So let's say change working time. Wow, I can find it here. So this tell me is a very important and useful tool because it helps you to search. It's actually a search box to help you to search for what you can't find and you don't know where it is. Excellent. We said that this long toolbar where all the commands are on, it has a name. When you click on any of the tabs, you see commands related to the tab you have clicked on. But it is still on the same big toolbar. That's wide and big toolbar with all the commands. We said it has a name. What is the name? It's called a ribbon. Excellent. Sometimes the ribbon can be collapsed, and when it collapses, it disappears. So when you open to project and you see that there's no ribbon, it doesn't mean there's a problem. You can click on any of the tabs and come back to the far right here, and you can see pin the ribbon. So when you click on pin the ribbon, it will pin the ribbon back there for you. We also said that when you go to file and you click, yes, pin the ribbon. Okay. So when you are on any of the tabs, it doesn't matter which one you are on. If you move to the far right, you are going to see an arrow here. This arrow, when you put a mouse on it, it will give you a screen tip that will tell you what it does. So it says, do you need a bit more space? Collapse the ribbon so only the tab names will show. So when I click here, this is what is going to happen. It's going to collapse the ribbon. So if I want to collapse the ribbon because I need more space, then I can come here and click. Now when I click, the ribbon will be hidden. So the ribbon will be hidden, and if you don't know about it, sometimes you may come and you are not finding the ribbon. Things look different to you, but you can let the ribbon show. So to show the ribbon, click on any of the tabs again, move to the far right. Move to the far right and you will see a different icon there. This one looks like a pin. When you put your mouse on it, it will tell you to pin the ribbon. So when you click on it, the ribbon will stay whilst you are working. And sometimes it's better this way. All right. The last time we said that when you click on file, a new window will open like this. This window, what did we say it is called? This is a backstage view. Backstage view. I don't know if you've ever seen the backstage of any show. Sometimes there's a show. For example, some years ago, I used to work at TV3 as their website designer. And when we are having programs like Ghana's Most Beautiful, that was when we started for the first time. The people are on the stage doing their presentations and their shows and everything, but at the backstage you see people dressing and getting ready to come onto the main stage. Yeah, so sometimes you go to the backstage and you see the artists. Sometimes we are doing music. We go to the backstage, you see them putting on makeup and making sure their dress is okay, everything is okay before they come out and they come and perform. So we have a backstage. In this program, we also have a backstage view. So that's a backstage, and the backstage you get access to more tools and commands and settings to control your program. All right. We also talked about the timeline. We said this is a timeline, and today we'll try and look at how the timeline looks like into more details. So here you can add tasks with dates to the timeline. So the timeline helps you to see your project in the form of a timeline, to see when each project is supposed to begin, or it shows you the current state of your projects. All right, now the main work area here, we can see that there is a line separating the main work area, and we said that the left side here is a table area where we list our tasks. When you are planning any project, you need to list the task over here and set the different properties of the tasks. And at the right side here, we get the visual representation of our tasks in one particular chart. And we said it is not pie chart, it is not bar chart, it is not line chart, it's not a histogram. What kind of chart do we use here? It's called a Gantt chart. Excellent. It's called a Gantt chart. So that is a Gantt chart, and it helps you to visualize your project, see everything in a graphical interface. All right, so this is a quick overview of the program like we did yesterday. And we also said that when you want to start a new project, you need to do 1 or 2 setups before you begin. And to do that, you need to go to File. First of all, you click on Info. You click on Info, you come to Project Information. You can click on Project Information and go to Advanced Properties. And this advanced property will show some dialog box, and over here you are supposed to put the title of your project. So whatever project it is, let's say construction of what?
Retaining wall.
Retaining wall. You type it here and you put your name. You put your name, whatever your name is, you put your name here. All right, so we talked about this, and then you click OK. And if you want to do more, you can come here and check here. Now over here you can see start date, right? You can actually put in the start date here. Please, are you following?
Yes, sir.
All right, so let's say this project is going to begin on the 21st of September. So you come here and put in 21st of September, and the finish date, as you do the scheduling, the finish date will show. And these are, yes, so let's leave everything here like this for now, and we will move to this side and come to options. Under options, one of the things we do is that in the general, you check to see if the settings are okay for you. If they are okay, you move to display. with the display, most of the time we need to change the currency to CD. So sometimes it's in dollar or euro. You need to change it to your own currency, and you check everything. If it's okay, then you move to schedule, and over here you check on when work starts for this project. So one important thing is that you need to come to this schedule every time you are starting a new project, because if the project, okay, so here you need to put in your when your week starts. So if your week starts on Monday, you put it in here, and the time the work should start. So if work should start at 8 a.m., you put it there. If not, you change it. If it's a work that starts at 7, you put in 7. When it should close, if it's 6 p.m. or 4 p.m., you come here and you make all those changes. So let's put 4 p.m. and hours per day, hours per week, and days per month. You need to put in all these things, because the system will use all of these to automatically give you your actual data of the project. So all these are important. All right, and we talked about how new tasks are created. Do you want the new tasks to be created manually? Do you want to schedule them manually, or you want them to be done automatically? If you use the automatic one, the software itself will rearrange things for you anytime there are changes. So this is very important. And you can also come to advanced and check everything here if okay. So when you go through and they're okay, then you click OK. So now the basic setup is done. So this is what needs to be done before you start a project. I just wanted to do a quick overview of what you need to do before you begin. Right now, I want us to go back to what we did yesterday and check where how we did it. So I want to open to the work we did yesterday, and so I'm going to click on File. To open the previous work, you click on File, and you can see Open. When you click on File, you can see Open. Please, can you see? When you click on Open, over here you may see Recent Projects. Recent. So under Recent, you can come here, and this is what we worked on yesterday. Property fencing, 2 acres. This is what we worked on. And over here you can see .mpp. This .mpp, it tells you that this is a Microsoft project file. If you see a file and it ends with .docx, it means it's a Microsoft Word file. If you see a file and it ends in .xlsx, it means it's an Excel file. So sometimes we pay attention to the ending part of the file, because this is what tells us what kind of file it is. If you see a file that ends in .mp3, it tells you that it's an audio file. If you see a file that ends in .mp4, it tells you that it's a video file. This particular program, when you save anything, it will add an extension to it, and the extension is .mpp. So you need to keep this in mind, so that anytime you see a file ending with .mpp, you will know that it's a project file. And the icon too can tell you, when you see this particular icon, it means it's a Microsoft project file. All right, if you don't see your work listed here, then you need to come here and click on Browse. When you click on Browse, you'll be able to look for it wherever you saved it, because as you work on several projects, older ones will disappear from here. So if you don't find it, you need to go to Browse and get it. So I'm just going to click on it, and it will open the work we did. So this is what we did yesterday, and I think we did a great job yesterday. All right, so yesterday we started by We started by writing the name of the task here, project fencing, and we wrote this one here because we are going to use it as the main heading or the summary heading or category heading of the tags, which means we are going to put all these tags under this one. When you are using this program, it is important to create the category name or the phase name, sometimes we call it phases, or the summary name. This one helps because the main tags that are listed under it will be the ones to have the main durations and the main resources and everything. But at the end of the day, it is the heading one that will give you the total duration, and it is that one that will tell you the main finish date. Please, are you following? Good. Because if you don't have that, it will be difficult to understand the project in its entire form. Everything will be in its individual units base, but if you have the main category here, it gives you a summary of the total. For example, when I move here, it tells me the total cost. I'm sure you want to know the total cost. Even though we didn't intentionally do anything here on the first one, that is where we are getting the main information from. And so before you start, you need to create a category name, and the category name will be the name or a general description of all the tags under it. So over here we said project fencing, so everything here is under the fencing project. Sometimes when you are using this program to plan longer projects or bigger projects, you can plan them in phases, smaller phases. Let's say you are building a 2-bedroom house. What we have done here is just under fencing. So you can plan for fencing under one category, then come here and start a new category for the main building. Or what else can we do after fencing? What main work can we start again as part of using our property? Gate. After gate, I think we can add it to the fencing, right? Apart from fencing issues, main structure. Okay.
Or the substructure. That is the foundation.
Good. So let's say we can have the foundation structure, right? Or sub. We can just call it substructure. Okay, substructure. But substructure, won't it depend on what you are building?
We have the substructure and the superstructure. The substructure is the base.
Won't it depend on the superstructure?
No, the superstructure will depend on the sub. The sub is like putting the foundation before the main building.
But you have to know the type of building you are building before you plan the sub.
Yes.
Is that not it?
Yes.
So this sub, we are planning this sub. Can we plan a sub for a 2-bedroom house?
Yes, you can.
Okay. So let's say substructure for 2-bedroom house. Okay. So we can put this one here. Now, when this one is put here, you see that automatically it has moved under the project fencing. But this is a different category on its own. So what we'll do is I will come here to where we did the link, the indenting, and we'll move it back. That it shouldn't join these ones, it should move backwards.
Okay.
So it has moved back. Now under this,
Sir,
yes,
excuse me, do you place your cursor on it before you do the tent
yes, you click on it first.
before you move to the tent?
Yes, indent. And sometimes you can even use capital letters to you can type it like substructure so that it looks different. For 2-bedroom. Good. Then you can move to, that's a different phase of your building. So now this substructure, let's just give a summary of some of the tasks we will have under it. When we are building a substructure, what's the first thing we will do?
Excavation.
We'll do excavation.
Yeah.
Good. Now this excavation, we know that it's very different from the excavation we talked about.
Yes.
Now this excavation also makes sense because it is under this fencing. It's under fencing, so it makes sense to us. We can't see this excavation, see this one and be confused, because we know that this one has been indented under fencing. Now here we need to indent this one too. So you click on this, you come up here and you push it here. Now when you do that, you see that it has gone under the substructure. So everything you put here will be under the substructure. After excavation, what else can you do?
But now here, though it's excavation, but either manually or mechanically.
However,
let's just mention something too.
yes, yes. So after excavation, what else can we do?
Casting of concrete.
So we say foundation concrete.
Yes.
Then what else?
Laying of footing.
Laying of footing.
Yeah.
Then what else? Back.
Yes. Filling.
Okay, back like this.
Yes. Filling.
Like this.
Yes.
Back filling. Okay. All right.
Compact.
Compact.
Yes.
How do you spell it?
Compact.
Compact.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yes.
Just that.
Then carry compaction. CIY.
Compaction.
Yes.
Good. All right.
What is Office 365? It's an integrated experience of apps and services designed to help you pursue your passion and grow your business. Get apps like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and more, updated monthly with the latest features and security updates. Use cloud-powered email to reach customers and coworkers wherever work takes you. Collaborate in Microsoft Teams, the new hub for teamwork, where you can chat, organize meetings, and share files. Save files to OneDrive with 1 terabyte of online storage, allowing access across devices and on the go. Run your business with the business apps, empowering you to manage customer scheduling, invoicing, referrals, and more, all from one place. Protect your data with 24/7 security and support backed by Microsoft. With Office 365, you have more time to build your business and achieve even more.
So like we were saying, sometimes you want to plan for the entire project, not just fencing. You are planning for the entire construction project on that property. So you can plan everything in phases. So fencing will come under one phase here. We call it phase or summary or category. Then you can start a new category here. This new category here, you can also plan their durations. So this excavation, you plan them. So let's say we said it's starting on when? Okay, well this is something else. So this excavation can start. Do we want it to finish? Do we want this phase to finish before this one starts? They cannot be. Okay, fine. So let's say this one, let's give it 15th, and let's say excavation here, this one took 1 day. So let's say this one too we'll give it 1 day. And foundation concrete, I'm just doing something rough because of time so that we finish. The foundation concrete, when can it start? If this one starts on 15th.
And on the 15th.
Yes.
Then you can start 16th.
16th, okay, good. So 16th. And how long will it take?
That's
3 days. So 3 days, you can just type 3D. Hit enter and it will set the 3 days and fix the finish date for you. The laying of footing, when can we start that?
The same day.
After
The following day, 17th. Okay, so how long will it start? Will it last? How long are we using to do it? 4 days. So you can type 4. You can type 4 days or 4D. Okay, 4 days. Then backfilling. When are we starting backfilling? Will it be after the footing?
It can be, let's say, the same 17th.
The same day?
It is ending 22nd.
It's on 22nd.
So we can start 22nd.
We can start 22nd. Good. So 22nd. Here we start. How long will it take?
A day.
1 day.
Same day.
The same day. Now it needs to have a predecessor, right?
Yes.
The predecessor of this will be the filling or
Yes.
the footing. Okay, so the footing here, what is the row number of the laying of footing? I don't know if you can see.
Right.
No.
60.
The laying of footing.
60.
What's the row number?
But this is a different thing. Are we confused?
Yeah. No.
No,
Okay.
If-
16.
60.
Yeah, so don't forget about these ones. Just look at the number they've written here. Don't count.
Oh, okay.
Look at the number printed here. That's what you use. So laying of footing is 16th.
Yes.
So what we'll do is I will come here and under predecessors, there's a predecessors column. We come here and we'll put a 16th here or 16. So once you do that, it will link the two. So it knows that this will start before. I mean, this will start when this completes.
Yeah.
Good. Then the compassion. When do you think we can start? The same day, 23rd. Okay, so 23rd, and how long will it take?
Same day.
1 day.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you can see that the summary we are using here is telling us 7 days. So this 7 days is for all the works under this,
Substructure.
the substructure. When you come here, the 45 days is for the works just under fencing.
Okay.
This is not for everything. It is just for the fencing. Okay. Now you can plan another category under it like this. And all these ones you can come and set their resources and cost and everything. You can set them. And it will give you the cost under this category. It's not going to give you the cost under this. But if you want, you can put everything under one major heading. Then you get the overall cost of everything. So to do that, we can come up here and let's say we want to insert a new task here. We want to insert a new task. And let's call it, how do you think we should call it?
What is it about?
Like, I want a general name for the entire construction. Okay, so okay, let me just put if I write entire construction, would that make sense?
Entire construction. Construction of
Construction.
of 2-bedroom apartment.
Okay, so the fencing and everything is part.
Yes.
Okay, construction of 2-bedroom
Apartments.
apartments, right? Okay, fine. So construction of 2-bedroom apartments, we'll put that here. Then what we have to do is that we need to indent this one and this one push them here. So what I have done here, all right, so I get it. All right, okay. So what we did was that we actually right clicked here and we added a new task. We inserted a new task and we gave it a name. So we called it the construction of 2-bedroom apartments, right? All right, so after calling it that way, we highlighted this particular category here of face, or you can highlight everything from here to here, and you can indent it. Once you indent, they will all come under it. To be sure that they are all under it, you are going to see this arrow here. When you click on the arrow, they should all collapse under it. When you open the arrow, it will bring them down. When you click on this arrow, it will collapse that category. When you click on this one too, it will collapse that. But when you click on this, it will collapse all of them. So if you want to see all the tasks, this is how you can handle them. Good. And what will happen is that it will give you the total duration of everything here. What was trying to confuse me a little was that why is it telling us 45 days? The reason is that the tasks here are all within the same 45 days. So I was expecting that the 7 days here will be added to this, but it didn't do that. The reason is that the date we set, they are all within the 45 days.
Yes.
Do you get it?
Yes.
That
means the first one can be ongoing whilst the
exactly. They can be going on simultaneously. Good. So if we have set up costs, let's try and set up some costs and see if this one will give us the overall cost. So we'll come here and put the resources. We'll put the resources here. And last time you remember that we added the resources at the resource sheet. So the resource sheet, where did we find it? Good, over here, where the Gantt chart is, the arrow here, you click on it and then you see resource sheet. That is where we listed our resources.
Okay, the other way around, sir. What you showed us earlier.
Yes.
There is something, forgotten the name.
Okay.
Is it quick toolbar? Some say when you need something, just type.
Tell me.
Tell me.
Yes.
So that you type.
Yeah, you can just type it. Good. So if you are looking for something, just type it there, it will come.
Okay.
Yeah, so that one, no matter where it is, it will find it for you. Yes. So it's very useful. Yes. So this particular resource sheet, this is where you enter your resources and you set their rates. So after entering your resources, I'm just coming here to let you revise on what we did yesterday. Yes, after setting this one, you need to go back to the work. To go back to the work, you need to come here and click on this one. You click on it and it will take you back to where we are doing our work in the Gantt chart.
Okay, assuming I use tell me, I have to go back to.
Okay, so when you use tell me, for example, tell me is here. You are looking for a resource sheet.
Yes.
You can come here and type resource. Okay, when you start typing, they will list it. So when you click on it, it will take you to the resource sheet. That's it. We are there. When you finish, you can come back here and click on it to go back to the Gantt chart. Or let's try and see what will happen when we type Gantt. Okay, you see Gantt chart. When you click on Gantt chart, then it will take you to the Gantt chart. That's it. So yes, that's it. So this area is called the Gantt chart. Resource sheet is called the resource sheet. Good.
Let me see again where you got in the tell me.
The tell me is at the top. After the tabs, so you see the tabs. When you finish the tab, just move to the right. You see tell me is here. Just click on it. Please find it on your machine and try it. Go to the resource sheet and let me see. Move around, so I'm coming.
Are we continuing?
Let's continue. So we're able to go to the resource sheet.
Yes, sir.
We're able to add some resources.
We've not copied the ones we did
No,
yesterday.
go there and add some resources. So just go there and add the contractor, the engineer, the foreman, the masons. I want to see how you do it. Good. Yes. So this is how mine looks like. So you can just type them. When you type their names, then you set their type. Then come to the standard rates and put their rates. So just put some of them there.
So the number of workmen.
Okay.
Did we do that yesterday?
Yes. So what we did was that we just called them masons, and we put their total, their rate together.
Okay.
So instead of paying 10 CDs for each person, we gave all of them 50 CDs.
Okay.
So this assumes that they are all together.
Okay.
Yes, but sometimes you can list the masons by name, so that when you are assigning them, you take them by name. With this one, we put all of them together just to save time. The carpenters, we put all of them together. Steel benders, we put all of them together. So the masons, we said we'll be needing 5.
So why not to masons into bracket 5 number?
Good, that's a good idea. So masons, you can do that. So double click on it and come here to resource name and put your 5 in number like this. Yes.
Go to resource name.
No,
Can't you
double
do
click
at
on
the
it.
top- at the top here?
No, double click on the masons.
On the masons.
Good. Then you see resource name. Then add the 5 there.
Into bracket, right?
Yes.
That's number. Okay. Then okay.
Yes. It's better, right? It's much better. So let's do it for all of them, all the work laborers. I mean all the workers.
Carpenters, how many do they have?
We said check the amount. How much are we paying them?
20 CDs.
So that means there are 2.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
All right. We are done. So go back to the Gantt chart. No, click on the icon. Click on the button. Excellent. Now assign the resources, at least the ones you have created. Just put them where they are supposed to be. Just put them where you think they should be, under the resource column. The resource is after the predecessors. So just wherever you think they should be, just put them there. So you just check the box and tick. Good. Contractor is not showing. So
before moving on,
No, don't take all of them. Oh. You take them based on the task. Yeah, so this particular task, who will you need here? Alright, so the cement, you over here, leave it. Okay, you see the materials, over here they are individual, they are one. They are one. So when we assign them, the system itself, for example, after we assign in the Gantt chart, we will see their number. For example, the cement, we have 180 bags, but in the resource area, we will just state them as individual units. Then after we assign them, so let me see where we assign them. Okay, so here let's say cement. Where did cement come in? Cement came under, I think here, right? Okay, so you double click on it and on this resource name. When you double click on the name, you come to this area that will show you resources. And the resources, you see the list of resources here. Then over here, like blocks, you come and enter the units, 10,000. Yes, that's what we said we'll be using. We'll be using 10,000 pieces of blocks. Then cement, 180. Chippings, just 1. So the chippings is something that you can put into brackets. Let's say 1 trip or whatever, however you call it. You put it into bracket. But for the materials, you need to come here and state their units. It is a unit that will give the total cost. So for the materials, don't put anything in bracket under the resource. The reason is that after we assign them and we state their units, the chart will tell us the number. So blocks is telling us 10,000. So if you have 10,000 in bracket yourself and this 10,000 shows again, then it will look too plenty here. So for the materials, don't put anything in bracket unless something like sand and chippings that you can put into brackets. Let's say cubic. Good. Yeah, so for the cement and the binding wire, I just state them as individual units. Yes. So to edit it, double click to edit. If you want to change anything, have you finished? Are you done with here?
Yes.
Okay, so if you are done with here, go back to the Gantt chart. Go back to the Gantt chart. Okay. Are you in the tax? Good. No, click on the box.
The box.
Is that what you click on?
Yes, please.
Which tab are you on?
At the moment.
Okay, that's it. So right now, this particular divider, move it to the middle.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Do we take this offset?
which one?
The substructure for chart.
Oh, don't add it. Okay. Yes. You have it in yours.
Yes.
And you can delete it. Right click on it and delete. Right click and delete. Yes, delete task. All right. I just wanted to tell you that you can add other projects that are within the same project. So what we did is just one phase of the entire project. So usually this is what happens. It's good to group all those things so that you will know what each phase will cost. Then when we finish the overall cost too, you can create a summary at the top like what we did up here. This is very important. If you have multiple phases, then you need it. If you don't have multiple phases, then you get information from the main heading here. Yeah, but this one is important. This is important because we've added another phase. So it will give us the overall information we need. Yes, so this is fine. This is very, very important. So this is a total cost, because here we've not added any resources to the sub. Okay, so let's add 1 or 2 resources to the sub construction. So it's all based on the resource allocation. All right, so I just want to add 1 or 2 resources to the substructure so that we will check whether the total will be given to us at the top there. So let's see over here, the excavation here. Let's see what we will need for the excavation. So under the excavation, we will need a backhoe. What else are we needing? Okay, so we need engineer, we need foreman. Is that all? Okay, good. So now they've given me the cost immediately. You see, so at the end of the day we are spending 3,280, and when I added, you see that they've been added over here. You can see them here, and when you come up here, you can see that the overall cost has changed. So this cost here is for the fencing. That's the total cost for fencing. But the top, what we added here is giving us the overall cost for everything. So now this is the total cost for everything we are doing here. So when I continue to add resources, like the foundation concrete, let's add resources and see. Okay, so foundation concrete, we'll need our foreman, engineer, the masons, right? Okay, laborers will come in, chippings will be there, sand. Okay, so water, sand, cement. Okay, cement. Mixer. Okay, we didn't have a mixer. Oh, we have a concrete mixer. Okay, then. Oh, you can see. Sorry. So we've added cement. Engineer, foreman, laborers, masons, sand, water. Is that it? Okay, good. So now, because these contain materials, when I finish, I need to double click on it and come here and move to resources and enter their units. Because cement, we need to know how many bags will be used for this particular work. So how many bags do you think we'll need? 70. For the sub? 70. 70, good. Then the chippings, we'll need 1 trip. Then masons, okay, no, sand, 1 trip. Will 1 be okay? And then the water, will 1 be okay? Okay, fine. So when I click, yes.
If let's say the substructure, if we don't need more hands,
that is why the laborers, they have to be listed individually. So you pick them one by one. If not, we will have issues with the cost.
So if there are 5, then things we have to list them
1. So you can say mason 1, mason 2, mason 3, mason 4, mason 5. If you know their names, write their names.
two.
Yes.
So that if that side you need 2.
Exactly. You just select the
Just
2 you
select.
need. Exactly. Or you can also add the mason as a material if, well, that would not be nice. So you just use it as work, because as a material you can enter the units. So if you need 3, you can enter 3. But I think you should just enter them one by one so that you select them. All right, so now we have this cost here. Then the laying of footing. The laying of footing. We are going to need blocks,
Yes.
Okay. Cement.
Sand.
Masons. Laborers. Foreman engineer.
Okay.
That's it. Okay. So I'll double click on it and go and check the blocks. How many I'll need? How many blocks will I need for this? Laying of footing. 1,008. Cement, how many?
60,860.
That will be 60.
60 bucks,
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, 30 bags. 1,800 divided by 60. That's 30 bags. Then the sand, 1 trip. Okay. That's good. So the backfilling. The backfilling too. What are we going to need for the backfilling? Laborers and foreman. Masons will not work. Engineer will not be there. Okay. That's it. So okay. Then the compassion.
Compassion.
Yeah.
If we do compassion, then we need to hire a compactor.
Compactor.
Yes.
So that means we go to resource sheet. So you go back to your resource sheet and add the compactor. Compactor. Is that how you write it? Okay, so this will be, so this one, because it's labor, you put it under work. Then how much do we pay him per hour? A day is 150. That's 18.75. So 20 cities. Okay. All right. So now I'll go back to my Gantt chart, and we're working on the compassion. So the compassion. So we have the compactor and who?
An
Operator too. Or laborer. Okay. So laborer, we need just one laborer.
One
Then operator.
But it should be supervised by foreman.
So foreman should be there. So we need 1 or 2 masons. Wow.
So in order not to confuse this, you can
Exactly.
use operator.
Operator. Good.
The resource sheet.
Okay. So let me go and add operator.
Compactor operator.
Okay, good. So we say compactor operator. Okay. Then that one, how much are we paying him per hour? 10 cedis. Okay, good. Then you said we need masons
So the work,
for the compassion.
No. We don't need the
Compactor, we need the labor.
No, now we have a operator.
So
Operator.
Again.
So one operator will be okay.
Yes.
Okay, so now I'll come here and add the compactor operator. So we have compactor and compactor operator and foreman. Is that all?
Yes.
Okay. So now that we've added all of these, when we come here, we can see the total. Good. And what I like about this is that when it comes to the sub, we know that the sub is going to cost 34,000. This is good because when you create the faces like that, it will tell you the total for each face.
Yeah.
And this helps a lot to plan. Yes. And over here, when you come here, you know when the work will finish. Now, we are seeing some reds. So these reds, let's level them and see what will happen. So when we level all, it can affect the day they will finish, because if when you level, okay, let me put on under level. The message there says that leveling resolves conflicts. Leveling resolves conflict or over allocation by delaying or splitting tasks based on the settings in the leveling options. So based on the settings in the leveling options, what it does is that it resolves over allocation by either delaying something or splitting the tasks. But in your leveling options, you can come here and you check your leveling allocation, either automatic or manual. Then it says look for over allocations on a day by day, hour by hour, minute by minute. All right, so if it is something that the people we have selected they can do simultaneously, then we can change this to hour by hour, so that the leveling will allow them to be here for some time and go here. But if they'll be working day by day, then the leveling will split them into days. So the day that he's here, he can't be here at the same time, another place at the same time. So that's what the leveling will do, so that there's no over allocation.
So why can't you do automatic leveling?
Okay, so let's put automatic here as well. Yes, let's put automatic here as well. So I think this will help. Okay. All right, so now that our leveling is done, everything is done, we know that it's going to take us 55 days to finish everything. And if everything goes according to plan, this is the day the project will be finished or completed. So one thing this program can help you to know is the actual finish date, not the day you are assuming or thinking it should complete. So because the planning has been done well, we will know the actual day the project will be completed. So that is it here. All right, so one or two things I'd like to add to what we've done is that in your Gantt charts area, sometimes you can color some of the bars. For example, this work here, we can double click on it, and under color we can give it a different color. Let's give it this color, and it will have that color. And that work is the laying of the fence. Then the steel bending works is here. We can double click on it, change the color, and give it a different color. So any color that you think is okay. So what will happen is that if you can color your tags, it helps you to identify them easily. Also, over here you can apply some formatting. For example, let's say hiring of dozer. If this is important to you, on the tags tab, you can choose to give it a color if it is something you want. So let me give it purple, and if you want to make it bold, you can do that. If you don't want to do it too, you can. If you want to increase the size, you can increase the size. So all these things are things you can do, so that everything looks the way you really want it to look. So
if you want to create benchmark,
yes. Okay. All right. So we can do all of that. For now, let me put these things in order, then we'll check that one. So all right, so we've been able to color the Gantt charts. We've been able to apply some coloring to
everything you can double click.
Yes, apart from double clicking, you can click individually and also apply the formatting you want. All right, so this is one thing. Then let's see, I want us to add some more columns. So last time when we came here, what did we add? We added something when we came here. Okay, so this cost wasn't there and we added it, so we can add more. For example, let's see how we can add remaining. Okay, let me come here. When I click on it, over here I see percent complete. When I add percent complete, it will give me each task and where we have gotten to now. Percent complete. So when the project starts and you are in the middle, the project manager can come here and update the percent complete. For example, over here we have hiring of dozer. Once we finish with this work, you can come here and enter 100%. It's already done manually here because we have finished. So you can enter it here. Then the next task, clearing of site. When we finish, or let's say something that we are in the middle of, because we are in the middle of it, you can come here and put, let's say we are 40% in it, you put it here 40%. Then the next task, hiring a backhoe. Based on how the project is going, you can be updating the percent complete. So it helps us to know where the project has gotten to. So when you are supposed to give a report as to where we have gotten to, this percent complete can help you know that the whole project is 70% completed or 30% completed. So you can add this. Apart from that, you can also add something like remaining duration. Over here I see remaining duration.
Wow.
So when you add remaining duration, here you will know based on
The
percentage complete, we will know that we have this number of days left. So these are all columns you can add, and it all gives you good information as you move on with the project. All right, then let's try and add this. Now you can see that when we completed hiring of those, something has appeared here. What do you see? That means it's done. So when the project is going on, the project manager can still update this plan so that we know where we are and where we are going. All right, now let me come here and right click on this hiring of dozer, and over here, please, what do you see? Okay, so when I click that on the timeline, okay, well, it has finished, so let's see. Okay, let me go to clearing of site, add to timeline. Let me go to hiring of backhoe. Add to the timeline. Excavation. Add to the timeline. Okay. Then purchase of material. Add to the timeline. Then hiring of mixer. Foundation. Fence. Laying of fence. Steel bending. Formwork.
So you are adding all to the timeline.
Okay, so you can add either important ones or all. So as we update the project complete, it's going to use a timeline to tell us where we've gotten to. So on the timeline, you can actually see your project and you will see where you've gotten to. Also, when the percent complete is created, for example, this particular work, foreman, this work here, steel bender works. Let's come to percent complete and put, let's say 30%, and you'll see. So when we put like 30%, it will go inside it and mark it up to a certain level. So as you add the percentage, it will be marking them, and when you are done, it will mark it fully. So like this one, this is formwork. So formwork, when we are on it, and let's say formwork, where are we? Okay, so percent complete, formwork. If we say we've done 20%, okay, so the date is not up to, we are not there yet, so that's it. So when you update this, it helps you know how many days remaining, and in your chart you see the marks and everything inside. So this helps you understand your work much better. Sometimes you may have to print your project plan.
So before you start this, that means upon what premise or what to be the guideline for you to do all this? That means you have to sit analyze it as we did since yesterday.
Yes.
To come up with facts and figures.
Yes. The thing is that we use it for project planning. So you have to have a project you want to plan. So that is what we do here. So if you don't have any project to plan, then you don't have any business here. Yes. Yes. And you can use it to plan almost all your projects, any project at all.
Yes.
All right. So we have what we call here milestones, but let's do the printing, then I'll take questions and we'll put all of them together. So if you want to print, you can actually arrange the view of what you want to see. You can try arranging some of the view here, like this particular Gantt chart. If I want to see everything, I can click on it and go to view, and at the right side here, under zoom, I'll click entire project. So it's going to show me all my charts here. All right, so now that I see this, I can go to file and I can go to print. Now when I go to file and print, at least I'm seeing what will show on the paper. This is what will show on the paper. It may not be everything I want, and so I can go back and check the arrangement. If I want to see more of the chart, I can come and cover some of this information if I don't need it. But if I need, I can also open. And I need to check the settings over here. And the settings I'll check here will tell me how the printing is going to be done. For example, the settings here, we have print entire project. Then it gave me the date. Now the paper is going to use, we are going to print it in a landscape form. Landscape means it shouldn't be vertical like this, it should be horizontal. And I'm going to print on A4. I can also come to page setup, and one very good setting I can do is to select fit to, and it will give me 1 pages wide by 1 tall. So what will happen is that it will fix everything on 1 page. So the items that were not showing, after doing this, they will all be pushed onto the page for me to see everything as I want it. So that particular setup, it helps a lot, unless there's a particular thing you want to see, so you can focus on it and see it, and focus on it and let it show. So this way I have forced everything on the page, so I can connect my printer cable and just print it. Then you will see what. So it's possible to print after you finish the planning. And if there's any area you want to see, you can open the divider as well, so that all this information will show if you are interested in them before you apply the printing. So if this is how you want it, you can set it that way before you go to print. Then print will fix all of them on the page for you.